Good morning, Senior Pride here. Happy Saturday. And I thought today I'd discuss stereotypes about activities that seniors and older people enjoy. So we know that these kinds of stereotypes about a lot of things about older people are pervasive in our society. They also shape our perceptions of how we spend our time. And they shape not only younger people's perceptions, but our own. They tend to reduce the diversity of older persons' experiences into some simplistic and cliched kinds of notions. So the idea that we enjoy bingo games, knitting, gardening, bridge, suggests a narrow set of activities failing to account for individuality, interests, and abilities. There are older people that enjoy these activities. In fact, I know a few. But it's also important to recognize the diversity of preferences and acknowledge how societal expectations shape such stereotypes. By taking this apart, by dismantling these stereotypes, we can develop a more inclusive view of aging, encouraging older adults to engage in activities that they enjoy and that align with their unique passions and interests. Okay, so where do these originate? Where do we get these stereotypes from? Well, there's kind of this historical belief that aging is associated with retirement, leisure, slowing. These ideas were often reinforced by the way traditional societies valued elders for their wisdom, but also saw them as less capable of physical pursuits. Post-industrial, the further kind of influenced these perceptions. As people began to retire, leisure activities tailored to older people gained prominence. And these were activities like bridge, knitting, gardening, bingo. They were associated with this belief in low physical intensity and increased cognitive accessibility. Media and advertising during the 20th century certainly depicted older adults engaged in these pursuits and kind of cemented them as cultural norms. A significant factor in all this is ageism, which fosters assumptions about physical and cognitive decline. These assumptions contribute to the beliefs that older adults prefer sedentary, quiet, or mentally undemanding activities. These stereotypes overlook the complexity and individuality of seniors and older people, treating us as a homogeneous group. So what are some of the common stereotypes? Bingo and group games. Now, I don't know about any of you, but I enjoyed that since I was like 3 and learning my numbers. Bingo is often seen as emblematic of senior living. It's especially common in places like I live, like retirement or seniors' homes and communities. Yes, they do have bingo here. No, I don't attend. It may be popular among some older adults. I certainly know, as I said, adults who enjoy it, but it oversimplifies the range of interests that we have. Its actual appeal for the people that are interested in it is the social aspect and accessibility. And that is not, as I said, that is not a universal preference. Another common expectation is knitting, crocheting, and crafts. So these are frequently associated with older women. They're viewed as traditional, feminine, suitable because they are sedentary and can be done at home. There are many adults who enjoy crafts. I'm one of them. But this stereotype diminishes their broader creative pursuits, from painting and sculpting to engaging in digital arts and all kinds of things. And personally, I've never been able to knit a stitch. Tried, couldn't do it. Not good at crochet either. I am, however, good at other crafts, so I engage in them. Another stereotype is gardening, and it's kind of depicted as this quintessential activity for older adults. This association is rooted in its therapeutic nature, in connection to a home life. It ignores the fact that gardening requires physical strength and endurance that not all seniors happen to enjoy or even possess. As well, many older adults are interested in outdoor adventures or environmental activism beyond their backyard, if they even have a backyard. That is not as common as people seem to believe. So there are so many things. Another stereotype is bridge and card games. It's seen as a way for seniors to stay socially active. The fact is, cards are popular among all age groups, but the stereotype really does show an outdated picture of senior life, ignoring how older adults engage with modern forms of entertainment, such as playing games online, anything. And here's another one, and this one is interesting to me: watching television and reading. Now, there is this stereotype that many older adults spend a lot of time watching television or reading. These activities are enjoyable for many of all ages again, and the fact is, it ignores how many older adults engage in active hobbies, sports, community interaction, and work and events. It ignores that whole spectrum of activity we do engage in. And yes, I do read, I admit it. Okay, so what is the role of media in perpetuating these stereotypes? Television shows, films, advertisements, they always seem to depict seniors as this monolithic group engaged in a narrow set of the activities described. They reinforce the idea that older adults are passive, disengaged, or limited in capacity. If you look at sitcoms and movies, they often depict grandparents knitting, gardening, or falling asleep in front of the television. Retirement home commercials emphasize bingo and arts and crafts, and again, I can certainly attest that that's kind of the way they go here. While these depictions may resonate with some older people, they fail to represent the vibrancy and diversity of seniors' interests. Media rarely highlights older adults engaging in unconventional or adventurous pursuits, such as running marathons, traveling solo, mastering new technologies, hiking, etc. His lack of representation perpetuates the stereotypes that seniors are limited to traditional low-energy activities. How does this impact older adults? Well, it has profound social and psychological effects. It contributes to ageism. It limits how society perceives and supports older adults. These stereotypes influence how seniors view themselves. Remember what I said before, that we even hold these stereotypes sometimes. And it often discourages seniors or older people from exploring new activities, new learning opportunities, and just kind of fitting into those societal expectations. So we have this internalized ageism, which, because many older people believe these societal stereotypes, it forces them to conform to these norms. And they feel like they should choose, age-appropriate or expected activities. It leads to a diminished sense of self-worth. It leads to reduced autonomy. It doesn't help. There's also the aspect of social exclusion. The idea that we all prefer solitary or sedentary activities can lead to marginalization. Younger generations simply assume that older adults are uninterested in active or intergenerational activities, and it further isolates us. And there are missed opportunities for growth and development. Stereotypes deter older adults from exploring new activities, such as learning to play an instrument, starting a business, taking up extreme sports, becoming a workout addict. Hi there. This limits potential for personal growth, happiness, interaction with others, feelings of success. So how do we break these stereotypes? Let's look at some activities that we can engage in. And these highlight the interest, the strength of diversity and interests among older people. Physical challenges. Here's an interesting one. Harriet Thompson became the oldest woman to complete a marathon at age 92. And it shows that seniors can remain physically active and competitive. More and more seniors are engaging in things like yoga, dancing, hiking, adventurous sports like skydiving and scuba diving, workouts, weight training. We are engaging in it all. Lifelong learning. Many adults who are older engage and enroll in university classes or online classes. We learn new skills from coding to creative writing and on and on. Lifelong learning challenges the stereotype that intellectual growth is reserved for the young and shows that we can continue to grow cognitively. Entrepreneurship. There are many seniors who are embracing entrepreneurship, using their experience and networks to start businesses. And while I don't agree with what he did, the fact is Colonel Sanders started his KFC franchise at age 62. Creative pursuits. There are older artists, musicians, writers, actors who continue to engage in groundbreaking work well into their later years. Japanese artist Yayoi, and I'm sure I'm saying her name wrong, Yayoi Kusama, is a prominent figure in contemporary art in her 90s. Community engagement. Many of us volunteer, mentor, advocate for social causes, or demonstrate commitment in making a difference in the world. And in the United States, the AARP is highlighting how seniors contribute to community development. So how do we encourage a broader perspective on aging? Well, first of all, there's media representation. It needs to change. It needs to show us in a wider range of activities, from tech innovation to extreme sports. It needs to showcase the stories that I just mentioned, showing how society can challenge these outdated narratives about aging. It needs to change. Intergenerational programs. The idea that there's this massive age gap and nobody agrees is wrong. Older adults and younger people can collaborate on community projects, share hobbies, engage in all kinds of interaction that help both groups. Accessible resources. Providing accessible resources that allow older adults to pursue activities like fitness programs, technology training, creative workshops. These should be designed for all ability levels, all interest levels, and all ages. Challenging internalized stereotypes. It's important to encourage older adults to challenge their societal expectations and explore their passions without fear of judgment. Support groups and mentorship programs can play a vital role in empowering seniors, and we can talk to each other, we can support each other in growing instead of reducing our world. So yes, there are stereotypes about activities that older adults enjoy, and they are deeply rooted in cultural narratives. They are perpetuated by media and societal attitudes. Sure, there are some seniors that are really into bingo, knitting, gardening. However, these stereotypes fail to capture the diversity of interests of older adults. We need to encourage and celebrate this diversity. Society can combat ageism and empower older adults to pursue their interests, but we must work together to do it. We are not a monolithic group. We are a diverse group with diverse interests and abilities. We have many different activities that we engage in our lives, and we must share these with others, with younger people, to show them that it never stops. We don't stop just because we age. And with that, I say, if you enjoyed this video, please hit subscribe and explore. Please share this with those who might be interested. And remember, to be senior is to be proud. Hugs.